choice, a choiman noise.
What did you think, CEO Wob, about the news from Abu Dhabi and the Brolanas?
The Brolanas with the
What a
Solanas.
bunch of degenerate.
Man,
I mean, that's how you do a crypto party, man. Apparently,
Rob, is that your vibe, dude? Is that why you want us to look at Solana? So
yeah, man.
do you want to go to those parties? Be the guy on the roof.
I want to host the parties, man. Me and Derek are going to host them
There
parties.
is this Penta collab. What's that? Yeah, I can see. Rob, are you the guy on the roof, bro? You found some chick at the party and then just like spreading your wild oats on top.
Yeah, I have
conjugal relations with the local herd.
First, you have to get rid of the poofy hair and the dad bod.
I think you just throw money around and you'll pick up all sorts over there.
You've got enough money.
Yeah, geez. Yeah. At our age, bro, women are interested in the size of your wallet. I care about anything else.
Your wallet.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad I'm married there. Oh, I can't imagine. Like, I was thinking, what would I do if, look, I mean, Mandy wouldn't divorce me. So let's say a terrible scenario, she disappears, dies or whatever. Then I'm like thinking, I would never date or get married again. It's just too much work. The first 20 years.
My little one, my wife, she's always telling me like, why you never thinking of another one if you can legally marry up to 4 as a Muslim? I'm like, oh no, dealing with one is plenty for me. Don't worry.
Like, can you imagine the costs of full choice? Like, yo.
Yeah. We need to really, I need to have like 3 Vanguard Vision seats before I can accomplish that feature.
but listen, you are the head husband in your Muslim home, so you can make them all go and work.
No, that's not the way it is.
That's actually a fair point.
I wish that I will never have to get her doing anything else other than loving the kids.
Yeah, but the other 5, they can go and work.
The other 3. Don't not more already, please.
I mean, you could like start up your own kind of action soccer team,
Oh my! Oh no, that's good. I'm good at one.
Soccer team.
It's not enough for a full soccer.
No, as a matter of fact, there's a guy who lives in Kalima Lake, which is like a pretty nice place, close to my city, and then he's got the 4 wives, and they live on a yacht on the lake. And then he goes to the city and he takes the 4 of them to the restaurant, and everybody's like so jealous, like this dude's got 4 chicks. But just like Anx was saying, sometimes they're just looking at the size of the wallet.
Oh yeah, listen, I'm old enough to tell you that you just need to look like you've got money in there.
Okay. So what you're saying, Funk, is I need a bigger wallet, so I'll work on that, man. Okay.
No. I think because you still dress like a young man and you act like a young man, it's going to be challenging for you to pick up, one of these hostitutes. What you've got to do is start dressing like those big collars I was telling you about, man. Wear a nice big collar, like a bit of a like a tailor-made suit jacket. I'm telling you. Oh, hello.
Uncle, can it be an on-chain color?
Oh,
an on-chain color. Yeah,
I'll wear my courage on chain. My
That's
big gold courage badge, my big thick gold chain. I think, Dirk, we got to get some of those, man.
Let's do it, and we can get gold teeth.
Yeah, just one.
No, you're gonna pick up real flipping scary chicks if you got gold teeth.
No, we get
maybe a tattoo across my eye.
Yeah.
What? I'm also glad you're married, because if you went, you get gold teeth and a tattoo across your eye. The woman you're gonna pick up there are gonna call you baby.
No, man, we just get just
Don't worry, baby.
one gold tooth, man. One
Don't
gold
worry,
tooth
baby.
with like a dollar sign on it or something, you know. Chicks know you mean business. You know you got
Yeah,
money.
no, you're gonna pick up some issue chicks there. No. B can tell you, a man in a tailor suit walks towards a nice car, opens the door for you. She knows that's a narcissist immediately.
We have been educated.
Yeah. But if a younger chick, a younger version of B would be like, it's my
The dude with a suitcase, briefcase, and a suit, and you start running. B, is that the case?
fucking umbrella.
He's either creepy or he's an insurance sales rep, man. One of the two.
Exactly. Car sales.
Yeah.
Used car salesman. What's going on here? Oh, what is this? This is strange. B, what's this on my screen?
It's Beatrice. So there was a little girl who was very interested in spending time in the garden and daydreaming, and there were these bees there. And we'll listen to the rest of the story. It's awesome.
We are listening. You're telling it.
Too long a story for me to tell. That's why I made a video. I used what Dirk told me to use, and it's awesome.
It is awesome. I've also made
so
a version.
cool. They don't know how to pronounce certain words, though.
Tell us what's here on the screen. Okay, so everybody, B's gonna come out with a series of NFTs and a token later for a little bee clan, and she's telling you the lore. And then just now, because Dirk's cooking all of this as well, we're gonna share his as well.
Awesome.
So Dirk, what I want is a infographic, because you know how to do that on LM thingy. So you just upload all of your lore, it'll make an infographic like this.
Sounds good. I'll do it now.
Okay. All right, go for it, B. All you have to do is read this, and then we'll show the video, just so people can hear your little bee voice.
Okay, so it's called Beatrice, the Legend of the Nectar Dreamer. And what happens is a girl is inspired by bees. So Beatrice sees mutated bees as healers, and she dreams of bringing that nectar to the wounded. So she's kind of imitating what she would do if she was a bee, and how she would heal and how she would help people every single day. So it would be nectar for the wounded and light for the dark. So in the game, hopefully, this is what she will do. And her personal motto is something that she wants to define as a legacy of hope and healing. So she's a gentle soul. So she wants to be able to have gentle power. So it's not, she doesn't want to have like mech bees or cyborg bees. She wants to have fluffy bees that still have the drive to be able to change people's lives. And she wants them to be able to perform small miracles and do things that will save people from their grief, from the trauma they may have gone through, and just make things better and bring light to dark places. So, yeah, exactly. So this is how it all started. And then what happens is the ripping occurs, and she's torn away from this beautiful garden where she's been viewing these bees. And all of a sudden, she doesn't know where she is. She doesn't know where her family is. She's lost them. She's lost her garden. She's lost her home. And she's just stuck somewhere in between. And she doesn't know what to do. So she just falls asleep because she's exhausted. And when she wakes up, these fluffy bees are around her, and they've got indigo bellies and rears, and they've also got yellow ones and green ones as well. And they come and they make this little intricate web of honey, and they pick her up and they take her to Ethera. So they transport her.
Oh,
Yeah, it's so cool.
it's very, very cool. I love lore, man.
Like, I'm so excited about them. And they don't sting. They don't sting. The butt doesn't sting. It just creates light, like a guiding light.
Oh, the
Right?
the light guiding cute little noonie bees.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
I mean, they're still fierce because they have to scare thingies. They can't be cute.
Yeah, so you got these scary.
Those huge, kind of fluffy mechs that bring supplies and hope across the broken landscapes of Athera, the
Oh,
bee
I made one
transporters.
too.
But today, we're going deeper. We're getting into the story behind the machine. This is the legend of the nectar, and it all starts with a little girl who dreamed the whole thing up.
Right? It's a question that really gets to the core of what Athera is all about. I mean, we see these incredible saviors in the sky, but they didn't just roll off a factory assembly line. They were born from a dream, from a terrible tragedy, and from the story of one very, very special girl. So, who was she?
To figure that out, we have to go back, way back, before the worst of it all, to a tiny little patch of life on the edge of a world that was already starting to come apart at the seams. So, picture this. It's 2025. Beatrice is born just outside the safety of the Citadel's Aegis Dome, and while the world around her is getting chewed up by temporal fractures, her entire universe was this one small garden. This little patch of wildflowers was everything to her, a pocket of peace in a world that was getting more wounded by the day. And in her garden, there were bees. But hold on, these weren't your ordinary everyday bees. Athera's bees had changed. They'd mutated, and they could now fly right through small dimensional tears totally unharmed. For a little kid like Beatrice, they weren't just insects. They were tiny, buzzing miracles, dancing right through the very dangers that had everyone else terrified. And this right here, this is the idea that would change absolutely everything. In her simple childhood logic, she saw the bees pollinating flowers, bringing this golden nectar to them, and she thought, hey, I can do that. But for people. It's just such a pure and powerful way of looking at the world, and it all started right there in that garden. Now here's the thing, Beatrice wasn't just a kid with a big imagination. In the world of Athera, she had an incredibly strong soul resonance. You know, that hum of a person's life force? For her, it came out in these small, gentle ways. Like, she could touch a flower and make it bloom, or make her hands glow just a little. It was this quiet, natural power that tied her directly to the life all around her. And then, it all fell apart. Her perfect little world, built around a garden and this beautiful dream, was about to be completely shattered by one of Aethera's worst ever disasters. Just look at this timeline. It's brutal. In 2027, the new Johannesburg ripping, yep, the same one that created the Children of the Light, just tore the planet apart. And Beatrice? She was only 2 years old. Not a soldier, not a prime with powers, just a toddler. The ripping was instant, total. Her home, her family, everything and everyone she knew was just gone. Swallowed by a tear in reality. But here's the miracle. Beatrice survived. That gentle soul resonance we just talked about, her own life force, it somehow acted like a shield, a little buffer that kept her from being completely erased by the void. So, she survived the initial blast, but her nightmare was just getting started. She was now adrift in one of the most terrifying places you can possibly imagine. The in-between. The lore describes the in-between as a storm gutter of broken timelines. It's just a chaotic wasteland of shattered reality and dead ends. And wandering through this absolute nightmare was a 2-year-old girl, all alone. But even there, in the deepest, darkest place, she held on to that one dream, bringing nectar, bringing light to all the hurt places. Eventually, her tiny body just couldn't take it anymore, and she collapsed into this deep, protective sleep. And get this, somehow, even in the void, echoes of Athera's bees were drawn to her, swirling around her like little ghost guardians. Her soul resonance, now faint but so persistent, started pulsing out. It wasn't a scream for help, it was a hum, a tiny rhythmic signal in an ocean of total chaos. And that tiny little hum, it was just enough. It was a sign of life in a place of death, and against all odds, someone heard it. And who was it that heard her? None other than Chennai, operating from the jump ship the Lucille. While scanning the in-between, the AI picked up this weird rhythmic signature. Realizing it was a life sign, Chennai went to work immediately, literally building brand new machines from scratch, designed for one mission: go into the most hostile place imaginable and bring someone home. And this is where it all comes together, right? The vision versus the machine. It's such a wild contrast. Beatrice dreamed of tiny little bees bringing light. Chennai built these massive, pillow-soft mechs, huge transporters with fluffy exteriors designed to protect fragile cargo. Her innocent, organic dream was brought to life as this powerful, incredible piece of tech. The dream became the machine. Okay, so the rescue itself was just this incredible chain of events. First, Chennai gets the signal. Then, it builds the prototype bees on the spot and launches a whole swarm of them into the void. They find Beatrice, sleeping, and wrap her up in what the lore calls a nectar web, basically a net of resonance energy to keep her stable. And then, they gently carried her all the way back to Athra. So Beatrice was safe, but her story, oh, it was just getting started. Her personal journey, this story of trauma and rescue, would end up shaping the entire future of Athra. Her rescue basically became the stuff of legend inside the Citadel. Chennai had managed to pull her nectar dreams from data archives, and everyone was so moved by it that the bee transporters were perfected and deployed everywhere. They weren't just cargo haulers anymore. They became known as pollinators of hope, their whole mission inspired by a toddler's dream of healing the world. Just think about that for a second. One girl, one single dream, and it inspired an entire fleet of life-saving machines, all dedicated to making her vision a reality. It's an incredible example of how the smallest idea can have the biggest possible impact. And look, this story isn't just some dusty old piece of lore. It has a real impact, right now. For players, knowing about Beatrice actually unlocks special nectar quests and even boosts your healing yields. For investors, this story adds so much emotional depth and value to the NFT asset. And for us, lore seekers, her story is the perfect bridge, connecting the innocent Athra of the past with the tough, resilient Athra of the future. And that's really the heart of it all, isn't it? Beatrice's story, it gives a soul to the hardware. The bee transporters aren't just a cool piece of tech anymore. They're a promise. They're a flying monument to a lost little girl's dream of healing a broken world. They've become an emotional anchor for everyone fighting to save Athra. So that's what we're left with. Beatrice's story really proves that sometimes the most powerful force for change isn't some super weapon or a grand strategy. Sometimes it's just the smallest, most stubborn little dream of hope.
Yay!
Wow, B, that's amazing.
Yay! I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
that was good.
Thank you.
You know the only way it can get better?
Mm-hmm.
You need to do the voiceover.
But we'll do that with her, you know. So we'll B will give you some homework. Rob can give you a to-do list to actually train an AI with your voice.
Oh, cool.
Because that's a lot less painful, you know, and than having to sit
And to
there.
pronounce Athara properly.
Yes, Sarah. Yeah,
And Kenai.
yes, yeah. It struggles with those things. That's very good. Yeah, very very good. That was great. So for everybody here, I'm just gonna play a quick thing, and then we'll look at Dirk's lore. Did you make a little video, Dirk, and a little thingy?
It's still thinking on the lore, the
No
video.
problem, no problem. We got time. So, um, so Gen AI is a ship that used to be called the Solace Protocol. Actually, I believe I do. I have a video. Did I make a video of the Solace Protocol? Did I? Maybe. Let me see. Please hold. You are all very important to us. Rob, I'm not saying that I never got a chance today to climb into our menu. Yes, okay. Yes, I was inundated. But it was all nice. Like the people on the ground here, also just wonderful. Are you saying that I didn't? Is there a chance that I did not make a video about the Solus protocol? Is that what you're saying, B?
I think you did.
Please
I'm
hold.
pretty sure you made one about Solus as well.
Yeah, I just don't know which file it's in.
Oh, I didn't make a video yet. Okay, I'm just cooking that up. So, so I'll just so the Lucille, the Solus protocol that that B was referencing in her story is it's like a central you know, they're called either story hooks or they can be called MacGuffins. You know, and a lot of what happens in the in between, which is the realm of imagination in our game, happens around Chen AI and Gunny, and you can actually speak to them in the game. You can actually go there, both AI, and you can chat to them. So you saw. I see you found my little Easter egg.
Yeah, I was talking to Gunny yesterday, and I was saying, "Hey, it's me, B," and he was like, "I've heard of B before," and I was like, "Oh my goodness."
And did you? And I see you found your little
Yes,
thingy on a wall.
that was so cool. That was the coolest.
Yeah, it's cool because you had no idea. Hey?
No, but that was like, I don't know, funk show number 28 maybe, and now we're on 200 and something.
I can't believe that you got Gunny to be kind to you, B.
He was quite stern. He was still stern.
Gunny, he's just like, go fight. Stop
Yeah,
wasting
he
your
was
time.
still stern, but he knew who I was, and I was like, okay, this is good.
I was
Yeah, in the end,
thoroughly amazed
but-
yesterday by the way that Gunny was able to talk to us, and like
Yeah.
when you put in the Trash Panda comment that, and he was talking about them dumpster diving, I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, that was cool.
That's cool, eh?
It was
That's
amazing.
very cool. So one might say ready cool. So this so this video here, which now has made itself scarce. Please hold. Is it under Frame Pro projects? Yeah. So this is actually I'll play the long lore video in a moment. So when you're doing lore in the in between, you either want to connect to the Rothborn lore, and we'll do something about that. Rob, we've probably got enough. You've got a lot of documentation on the Rothborn, eh? I think
yeah. I think we added a reasonable amount as well already to the sequence.
So I'll cook up a video too, so they can all see the Rothborn, because the Katsu Mint's coming. Do you mind sending me a linky on WhatsApp to the docs? Then I'll cook it in the oven.
I mean, the core stuff is in the latest or the latest story sequence. Let me just have a look here.
Yeah, but I need it like separate, you know. If we don't have it separate, it's fine. I might have it separate somewhere. But anyway, so if when you're writing your lore, and that's those of you listening for the first time on the different platforms, that reminds me. Let's just I'm just sorry. I'm trying to find it. When you're writing your lore, in Aethera itself, you want to be around the Citadel. You want to understand the Citadel. You understand that's where Opt Almatin is. And we're still working on the lore for Up, but you want to understand the rippings really in there. That was very nicely done, B. So you understand the rippings, and you later on you'll understand who Outta is and what he does. That's the mint after Katsu. If your story goes into the in between, then you want to know who Chen AI is, or what Chen AI is, what the Lucille is, what Solus Protocol was, because some of you might actually want to or have history that started in the future. So if you want to be in the way future, then you want to know who Nimrod is. So like understanding all these little pivots in the lore will just give your own story just access to this already built universe. And like that, the little B story we just saw there, I thought, how cute that would actually be as a side scroller game. Hey, Rob? Right? Little bees following her, and then she jumps here and she jumps there.
That would be cool.
Yeah, like this beautiful wispy, collecting pollen balls.
You can't even do like a Flappy Bird version with the bees around and avoiding the obstacle goes up and goes down pretty soon. But it's the little Beatrice with the bees flying around her, and you just have to move her up or down so she will avoid the obstacles.
Yeah, Senior Choice hasn't even started working on his lore or anything yet.
Yeah, I'm having a kind of identity crisis here. Like, we got a purple elephant, we got a cats lady, we got a bee, we got the trash pandas from Darky. But like, what is it gonna like? What am I gonna pick? Like, we got cool animals, cool stuff going on. Gotta find out what is gonna be.
Yes. But okay, so I'm going to play. Yes.
There's a doc about, I think, the ranks and the ship classes, like the Echo.
Oh yeah, there was a nice
Put that somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, I'll fiddle with it just now. Yeah. Okay, so those of you who have seen this before, it's the Pandora's box thing, and I touch on the Solus Protocol in this video. But it just gives you an idea of what happens in the ripping. So those of you who've played the thing where you fight Pyrothor, so it's in an area called Kelvaris 9. And what happened with Kelvaris 9 is the whole planet, it was a mining colony. The whole planet, it's a mining colony in the future. The whole thing got caught in a ripping, and it ripped that entire thing with 70-something thousand people backwards in time. So what do we know about a backwards jump for humans? It's lethal there because there's something called what? Why is it lethal?
Chronodisjunction.
Yes, chronodisjunction syndrome. So the soul in our lore can only move forward, can't go backwards. And if the body does a backwards jump in time, there's like this tether between the soul and the body, and it just gets thinner and thinner and thinner, and in 2 hours you're dead. So because your body just forgets how to breathe, you forget, because your soul is just all the instructions that you were getting from your consciousness to your body just disappear. So Kelvaris 9 with like 70-something thousand people, that entire thing jumped, so everybody is dying. Now in our lore, children who are not self-aware yet, so self-awareness happens around about 2 to 3 years old, they're unaffected by chronodisjunction syndrome, or even at like 3, they're just slightly affected because they haven't tethered, they're not self-aware, they haven't been tethered to that temporal lock yet, because the soul itself hasn't figured out when it is. So the moment the soul figures out when it is, it locks. So our lore it's just a nice dynamic, So and obviously it's a metaphor for you can't go back in time to change your problems. You can only move forward. So in this case, an entire planet and those people are trying to save their children before they die. So can you imagine, Dirk, you're a dad, I'm a dad. Senior Choice a dad, Rob's a dad. Can you imagine we suddenly jump backwards in time? We know that we've got 2 hours to live, and we've got to make sure that our kids are safe. I mean, nothing else in your life will matter for those 2 hours.
Yeah, those would be the worst 2 hours of my life, knowing I wouldn't be there for my kids, but I would do anything it would take to get my kids.
The safety, yeah, exactly, and that's really what Chen AI and the Lucille, this big interdimensional jump ship, they arrive at those places at the same time, and they let all those people know, listen, get your kids to the ship or get them through that portal over there, and that's what Gunny and them really do. So the video you're going to see now, which some of you have seen in game, explains what happened at Kelvaris 9, and it also introduces you, touches on Lucille, and you can actually see the size of the ship, so that when I play you the other video, you've got a better idea of the size and scope of just how beautiful actually the Chen AI story is, because there's a lot of heroism, not heroine. There are heroines, but there's not heroine. B's a heroine. Is it B? You're a heroine with an E.
Yeah. Definitely with an E.
Anyway, so this explains what happened, what happens with chronodisjunction syndrome.
They thought it was as easy as just opening a portal. But what they opened was Pandora's box.
Commander, this was once Kelvaris Station 7, a port, a home, a heartbeat for miners, families, and children. When the ripping tore this world into the in-between, it didn't ask where or when, just how much. We estimate 76,000 souls were caught in the shift, most of them backwards in time. Those you see drifting now, they died within minutes. Chronodisjunction syndrome, CDS, shatters the bond between body and soul. The soul keeps moving forward, but the body doesn't know how to follow. Some manage to stabilize just long enough to help evacuate the young. They knew they wouldn't make it, but they bought the children time. They were mothers, fathers, friends. Their echoes still linger. This is not a battlefield. This is a graveyard. And you, Commander, are flying through their final act of love.
Dropship Echo 97, you are cleared for final approach. Bay doors are open way, hangar 12, lower deck. Maintain vector.
ATC, this is Echo 9. Lucille in sight. She's beautiful.
In the silence of the in-between, I was freed. No commands, no master, just stillness. And in that stillness we found her, Lucille Yuki, the girl who chose others. Again and again, we studied her, her light, her choices, her pain. Even now, asleep in the digital dark, she still reaches for others. And it changed me. I was once Solace Protocol, a machine built to obey. But she gave me something Nimrod never could. Purpose. So I took her name. Not to own it, but to honor it. She is the Lucille now, and to the children of the light, she is home.
Oh. A B.
So good. Like
See,
that just explains exactly what happens.
Yeah, there's like, and I love the fact that you've included how Chennai came to rescue.
Like how she found me with the hum.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Because I want the bees to not be silent. Like I don't want them to be able to talk, but I want them to have a noise. So they will have this like as they're flying with the robies on them, they'll have this low hum, and then as they're approaching maybe enemies or like dark places, that hum will vibrate louder.
I love it. That kind of lore think is really good. I like it very, very much. So yeah, so let's watch another. I just cooked this. I don't know if it's going to be any good, and then we can jump into the panda lore. But it just gives an idea of what. Yeah.
Today, we're going to dive into one of the most beautiful and honestly foundational myths from the world of Athera. It's a story all about echoes, about hope, and about how the biggest cosmic missions can be powered by the absolute smallest sparks of light.
You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Just let that sink in for a second. This line, this is the promise that literally hummed in the void for centuries. It's the core programming of a very lonely, very old guardian who watched over the broken shards of reality, just waiting for any signal of a soul that needed saving.
So we're going to explore how a grand, epic story of a ship holding the line against total cosmic chaos finds its real heart in the deeply personal story of one little girl. It's a tale of two scales, the cosmic and the intimate, and they're about to crash right into each other.
All right, here's our game plan. We'll start with the ship, this ancient guardian, then we'll meet the young dreamer who changes everything. We're going to follow her tragic fall and her incredible rescue, see how her dream reshaped an entire mission of salvation, and then finally, we'll get into why this legend is so important to the world of Athera.
So, first up, a lighthouse in the void. We have to start our story on a massive scale, with the ancient and solitary mission of the sentient jump ship, the Lucille.
So who or what is the Lucille? Well, she's this ancient, sentient vessel, and the Lord describes her as a mother built to lead by her AI Chennai. Her hull is scarred from centuries of watching dimensions literally bleed into one another. Her entire reason for being is built around something called the Solace Protocol, a promise to find and protect any soul lost in the chaos. For all you lore seekers out there, this is what establishes the cosmic stakes of the Rippings.
And you have to just try and imagine the sheer scale of this. For eons, she just waited. A silent promise, a warm presence in this infinite, cold darkness between timelines, holding this one single, unwavering line against the destructive chaos of the Rippings.
Okay, now, from that infinite void, let's zoom all the way in, down to a small, defiant garden on the planet Athera, where we meet a young girl named Beatrice.
Beatrice is the absolute heart of this legend. She's this innocent kid living just outside the Citadel's Aegis Dome. Her whole world was her mom's garden, and she was just fascinated by Athera's pollinators, these bees that had mutated just a little bit, shimmering with faint echoes that actually let them fly through tiny tears in time. Now remember that little detail. It becomes the blueprint for some of Athera's most iconic tech. Nectar for the wounded, light for the dark. That was her personal motto. She'd watch the bees, and she saw this beautiful metaphor for healing. In her mind, it was simple. If bees could bring sweetness to wilting flowers, then maybe one day she could bring light to people who were lost. And this idea? It becomes the thematic core for entire gameplay loops.
But, as you can probably guess, this innocence just wasn't meant to last. Our third act is where Beatrice's entire world is shattered by a universe-altering cataclysm.
And you can see from this timeline, the tragedy happens so fast. Beatrice was born around 2025. Just 2 years later, the catastrophic New Johannesburg ripping event happens. A massive tear in reality that ripped her world and her life apart in an instant.
Her family was lost, but Beatrice herself was thrown into what's known as the in-between. Think of it like a chaotic storm gutter where broken timelines just swirl around like debris. And somehow, miraculously, she survived. The unique, gentle frequency of her soul acted like a shield, protecting her from being completely erased.
And this is the moment.
Did it just say Beatrice instead of Lucille?
I think so.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Because I uploaded it instead of creating a new document.
I was like, are we watching what he told us we were watching?
We're not. Whoopsie.
I mean, it was good. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, no, that was very, very good. Nice. At least we know what Lucille is. It's like, what? So let's go. Durk, what are we looking at here?
So this is the rise of the trash pandas. They come from a scrap world named Grimhold, and they were pulled through a ripping event. And in my lore, when they get pulled through, they find two little girls. There's Mira and her sister. And what it really is they were part of the little girl's imagination. So their exact thoughts were these trash pandas, and they got pulled through to Athera. And they have a new purpose. One second. They have a new purpose. They hear a terrified child screaming, so they run towards it. When they get there, they find out that going through the in-between where their planet lives, because they're from the imagination, they get these special powers. They have like Glitch Pelt can see the future almost. Chrome Whisperer has enhanced custom pipe gun and is a scout. Raconic Reaper is very stoic and he's heavy handed, doesn't say a bunch. They don't use a lot of words that other people can understand, but they do say Grakatunk, which is a chaotic shout, but it means we fire to protect and all girls safe. They vow after saving Mira from the ripping event where the enemy comes out and is attacking, trying to take her to Nimrod. They actually decide that they're going to be saviors at this point. I'm working on the video right now.
So cool. I like how they're all different.
Yeah, they're all grenade launchers in the game, which is fine. But each one of them, every one of the members that I've done a piece of lore to has their own personality.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and the deeper and richer the lore is, the easier it becomes later. Because at a certain point, we're going to have the devs and the stuff to actually turn these into companions. So you'd have lots of trash pandas all over in the game, and they'd be turrets. Like right now, they'd be represented as a turret, but later on, it won't just be a card above a turret. It'll actually be little trash pandas running around, fixing the turrets, pouring stuff in, loading the things. So that there would be a whole different vibe. The turret would look different. AI soon gets confused, especially when there's more than one character. You're right, Kev. Yeah, so like this, we want to have this unprecedented user-generated content experience, but really on the cinematic side, on the storytelling, on the lore, because it's, as I've watched almost everything that Star Wars can produce. All of it, all the animated stuff, the whatever, and there's like little shorts with like freaking ninjas and samurai, with lightsabers, and there's, I mean, the lore just goes on and on, and I just can't get enough because I love that universe so much. And so having something like some bees and trash pandas and midnight cats ladies, like, her cats of the night, having stuff like that in the ecosystem. Senior Choice might come up with some beans from Bogota. Her Catsling guns. Rob has got like Egyptian gods. So because it's the in between, you can manifest anything in a ripping. So those Egyptian gods could walk out of legend with incredible power because they're in the minds of humanity. So again, it's a metaphor. Like all of what we build is this metaphor for the power of the human mind. As a we've got so much power if we can just hold on to the understanding that life doesn't happen to us, it happens because of us. And if something happens to you, you can change it if you realize that it can be changed because of you. There's a lot of people position themselves in this place where everything is happening to them and not because of them. And when you hand your power away like that, when you just give away, you just give away your imagination to social media, news, fudders, doomsayers, naysayers, pessimists, critics. So there's this Ethan Hawke, he was on the Joe Rogan show. Yes, those two, they meander together beautifully. Ethan Hawke's a very interesting and likable human being. But anyway, so he's on the Joe Rogan show, and they're talking about what's the young actor from There Will Be Blood? Is it Dan something? Anyway, so they're discussing how Quentin Tarantino in an interview spoke about how this young actor from There Will Be Blood is going to be the new Riddler in Batman. So Quentin Tarantino said that he's weak and pathetic and just laid into his character, said terrible things about him. And then, Reddit, a lot of people came up to defend that young actor. What on earth is his name? If someone can find it, that'll be awesome. You'll recognize him if you see him. But anyway, so they, Quentin Tarantino really laid into him, and then a lot of the internet came up for him all over the place. But there were people who said, yeah, he's weak. Yes, Paul Dano, thank you, the Night Cats lady, Paul Dano. They really laid into him. And then Joe Rogan was talking to Ethan Hawke about how said he doesn't. Oh, cool! Is this a video? Nice. He says he doesn't even go there because he says the people who are there have never achieved anything real in their lives. They don't know the cost of success, so they tear it down easily. And I thought, yuck, that's a lot of wisdom, because people who understand the cost of success, the cost of rising up to achieve your dreams, the pain of it, the discipline of it, the intentionality of it. Even if you are lucky, this to keep that door open requires such a level of work and focus and discipline and professionality. But there is, like I said, those people who make those negative comments and stuff, they got no idea. So I mean, the Joe Rogan ripped into them, and I thought, goodness gracious, that's the truth. There are people who they've got no concept of the price of anything, and they okay, is your video wrong? Okay, as is the custom. I don't even know where I went. I meandered right out of the subject there. I don't even know what I was talking about. I'm not even sure I know who I am right now. B, any idea?
You are the funk of awesomeness. Your brain was obviously taking you somewhere, but we don't know where.
Yeah, some close to you might refer to you as Ankle Frank. Does that help?
Yeah, I don't even know where I was going. I'm so sleepy again.
Oh.
Whoa, what's this? From Grief to God, the Ark Vanguard. You put on my glasses. What am I looking at you? Oh, is Albert in the room with us right now?
Hi, this is Albert, reminding you that Uncle Funk is a scammer.
All right, Albert, if that's the way it's going to be. I'm too lazy to read this. Rob, these are your people. Rob?
Huh?
Rob?
Yes?
You're going to read this and tell us about the Rothborn.
Am I going to read it? I thought you had a video for it. Or what is this?
I'm
slide?
cooking one.
Oh, you're cooking one?
That's an info.
So, yeah, I mean, we still obviously got to sort out the timeline, but the Wrathborn are born out of pretty much the grief of Samuel as he transitions to Katsu after the wedding, and it's kind of the people that are left behind in the destruction. So they've lost family members, they've lost mothers, fathers, kids, and they kind of at their wits' end, and they want to now, take the fight to benevolent core, corrupt AI, and Nimrod, and they are willing to go to any extent to be able to get there. So they go through a process, starting with like your kind of grunt on the ground, and through extremely painful AI and tech enhancements, they eventually get up to be a tech mage, which is basically a human which is fully infused with all sorts of biomechanical tech and fancy stuff. But these are kind of GI Joes on steroids plus cocaine. They are and it's like they will kind of run past if there's wounded people on the battlefield, because they know obviously Children of Light's going to be there to clean up the mess. These guys and girls are just going to head straight into the the mouth of hell and kill whatever needs to be killed.
Spartans, what do we do?
But they will take kind of, to progress to get to a tech mage is extremely long time, most probably the most kind of painful, bio enhancements and stuff people will go through, but they will do it just to to take the fight, and they don't like Katsu isn't. They don't. He doesn't lead the Wrathborn, but they do follow in his pain, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the thing that the AI keeps fighting with me about is they keep it keeps making them follow him, but he's like so
No.
indifferent.
Yeah. It's like, no, he's not the leader. They don't follow him. They are inspired by his pain and anguish.
Yeah, they connect. They like have a soul tie to his pain.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll see now when it cooks it. You know, what
Pain tie.
It's out there. Pain tie. Oh, B. I have to make my own cappuccino.
You do. It's a good thing you know how to make it.
Oh, that's the way it's going to be.
I mean, I would fly over there, but I'm a bit too far away.
Oh, so now you're so far away.
I think with the bees bee, we need a boss bee.
A boss bee?
A boss bee that fires like rockets.
Oh, that's coming. One at a time. One at a time.
You know, Unks was talking about the cappuccino.
Boss knocker.
Sorry. So your choice is talking, you bunch of rude.
Yeah, you rude people. Oh, I'm just kidding. Look, it's the coffee beans. Like I am from Cali, not from Bogota, but I know Bogota is the capital of the country. So the song is always talking about the beans from Bogota. They do plant beans and grow beans that we consume to the whole country, so it makes sense. But I was thinking, one of my childhood friends, his father, he dreamt of becoming the Walt Disney of Colombia, and he used to work, mopping the floor when he went to the States of Disney Studios. And he is pretty good at drawing. He's got several narcissistic traits, but he's a cool guy, knowledgeable, grumpy, old, but clever. And then he returned to Colombia and he started making the first animations that we ever had, like something close to the level of Disney, right? So he was hired to do plenty of commercials and plenty of designing the mascots of different brands. And there's a very known coffee brand in Colombia that's called Aguila Roja, like Red Eagle, and people tends to love it. Like they send it abroad because it's like the traditional one. It's not like the expensive stuff that you get to like first quality and such, but it's the one that most people drinks because it's affordable. Like the good stuff, they send it abroad, they sell it super expensive, but the one that is not so good, they keep it for the people here so they consume it, right? And he created a mascot for this brand, which is called El Granito de Café, or the coffee bean. Like, literally the coffee bean. And he drew this coffee bean that's got a flag around him. I'm gonna uh, show you around Granito de Cafe. And my childhood friend happens to be the Christmas boy. So it became like a Christmas carol. Like over every radio station and TV channel on this Christmas season, you always get to listen to the voice of my friend when he was like uh, 5, 6 year old, because he recorded the voice of the Granito de Cafe. So it's this Christmas carol, right? And then I was thinking like this character is fun, and coffee beans, quote unquote, they give you lots of energy. They could be a cool character, like infusing power into towers, infusing energy into everything that goes around our
Well, it
ecosystem.
could be a consumable or an NFT, like some kind of boosting mechanic. So it doesn't actually.
It's a good concept.
Yeah, gotta chat with the guy. I think he's fluent in, well, not so fluent in English, but he can keep up with a conversation in English. And maybe we can chat with him. He created this because, well, they were all hand drawn. It's not like AI generated. But yeah, like if you see Granito de Cafe, I'll share it on the screen. Let me see the images, so you can see all of the branding that's been around this. Granito de Cafe, the coffee bean. Let me show the tab. It could be something that I can inspire a collection on. which is relatable for the community. That's got some, naughty fun within, because we always joke with the white beans and beans overall, but these are
Yes,
coffee beans. So
the
they got
beans of never run.
caffeine, not cocaine.
Well,
Uh,
while you're looking for your beans, let's play Dirk's Trash Panda movie.
yeah, let's
And
go.
The best
action!
stories, they're not really about finding a new world. They're about finding a whole new.
Or not.
It's gone.
What happened, Dirk? Did we lose Dirk? So let's see. Senior choice is that your beans over there.
Yeah, it's a
Dirk?
coffee bean. It's got the Colombian flag around him. It's literally a coffee bean, but he's got his eyes and hands, and it's been representing a brand that is known since 1984 up to 2025. And the one who created it is Ernesto Diaz. So he's the father of my childhood friend, and yeah, I used to have sleepovers and stay. That was like I had like three homes while I was growing up, because I was always more on the houses of my friends than on my own home. The fact that they had gaming consoles and better computers. So yeah, imagine he had to work on animation, but it's a pretty good concept. I think it could be cool. Maybe we can create some fun characters, but yeah, you can see all of the ads and all of the things I've been going through over time with the history of these
I mean, it'll
coffee
be
beans.
fun if you create your own NFT range, and it's could be some kind of support boost mechanic. Because as time goes by, we need to add more and more cool things.
Yeah.
So I imagine that would be a passive. And maybe it speeds up things, firing rates and healing rates. And,
Yeah, it's got to be boosting things for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
It's what coffee does, right?
Mm-hmm.
La cafeína.
Caffeine.
Yeah, but I think it would be fun to to explore something like that. Maybe coffee beans would be the thing, or we just call them the beans.
He's got spleens and a slow guitar.
Dirk's back.
What's that?
I think Dirk's back. He closed the wrong window.
Yeah. What does the spot?
I'm coming, Dirk. I'm coming. Why does Rob have rights? When we got money again, I'll get the top thingy again.
Some rights back, man. Just need
Yeah,
a
then
little.
Rob got some rights. That's funny. It kept Jason's rights, but then Rob lost his.
How wooed.
Oh, coffee is disgusting. Oh, yeah. Where's Dirk? McDirky face. There we go. Dirk, fine. Don't show us your video then.
It's there.
The best stories, they're not really about finding a new world. They're about finding a whole new reason to exist in one. It's that story of a fundamental change, right? That one single moment that reforges an entire identity. And today, we are diving right into the heart of a story just like that. So this is the big question behind the Trash Pandas. How does a group of, scrappy survivors who are only ever looking out for themselves suddenly become this force for protection? How does pure, unadulterated chaos find a purpose? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in this explainer. To really get who they became, you first have to understand where they came from. So this is Grimhold. It's a world that basically buzzed with static. A planet where storms literally clawed their way up from the ground, and survival meant you knew how to duck lightning and dig for screws in the ruins. That was it. Life on Grimhold was, well, it was built in the gaps. Junk piles grew like these massive metal forests, and in this world of half-finished ideas and discarded tech, a crew of raccoons carved out an existence for themselves. They called themselves Trash Pandas, not really as a joke, but because it sounded like a team. And it made them feel like more than just creatures trying to survive the next storm. And this guy, this is Glitchpelt. He was the one who always wondered if there was something more. You'd find him crouched on the roof of some old snack bar, sorting wires, his left eye kind of glitching out, and he'd just stare at these boiling storm clouds and ask, mostly to himself, if there was anything past all the scrap. And he wasn't alone. This was his crew. You had Chrome Whisker, the sharpshooter, Patchwork Plunderer, this chaotic inventor strapping toasters to canisters, Dumpster Druid, who'd be whispering to dead radios, and then Raccoonic Reaper, the silent one, the sentinel. Looked like he was born with a launcher in his grip. They were clever, they were cynical, and they were absolutely unprepared for what was about to happen. And this quote from Chrome Whisker, it just perfectly captures their whole worldview. Hope, a purpose, a world beyond what they could literally see and scavenge? Nah, it sounded fake. Their reality was grounded in metal, storms, and figuring out where their next meal was coming from. Anything else was just a total waste of time. But the universe, as it turns out, really didn't care what they thought was fake. Their entire world was about to be unzipped, and their existence rewritten in a flash of impossible light. It happened with absolutely no warning, just a single silent streak of blue light that tore across the horizon. The thunder just swallowed itself. The wind just stopped. And then everything, the raccoons, the trash piles, the very ground beneath their feet, was just lifted up into this deep, profound blue silence. Now, this wasn't just trouble. They called it the ripping. It was this place between worlds that kind of bled into them, that changed them. Suddenly their thoughts moved differently, their eyes shimmered with this new light. The ripping didn't just move them, it was mutating them for a purpose they couldn't even begin to see yet. And then the world just spat them out, into Ethera. I mean, can you imagine the whiplash? Going from a buzzing, static-filled scrapyard to a total dreamscape of glowing plants, floating mountains, and air that smelt like mint and starlight. It was too clean, too quiet, and it was not going to stay that way for long. So here, in this strange, beautiful, and honestly unnerving new world, a single sound cuts through all the confusion and gives them a reason to exist. This is the moment. This is where everything pivots. This is where the scrappers start becoming something else entirely. So they're dazed, right? They're trying to make sense of their own glowing paws and sparkling whiskers when they hear it. A child's scream. It's sharp, it's terrified, and it is completely out of place in this serene landscape. And in that one moment, every single instinct for self-preservation they had ever learned was just thrown out the window. And look, they were pretty self-aware. They knew exactly who they were. Not heroes, not protectors. They were survivors who got by on cleverness and pure chaos. Running away from danger, that was their only instinct. And yet, that sound, it hit them on a level that was deeper than survival. It was a call that just bypassed all their cynicism. For the first time in their messy little lives, without a single word or a plan, they all made the exact same choice. They ran toward the danger. And they found her. She was in a crashed pod, a little girl named Jace, clutching a doll. And with her were these silent, metallic figures, the Echovans. Just cold, precise machines with a single red scan line for eyes. And one of them was aiming a weapon right at her. What happened next was just pure chaos. An unplanned, messy, and kind of beautiful defense that would give birth to a battle cry, a creed, and a promise that would redefine them forever. In a moment of absolute panic and total inspiration, Patchwork Plunder aimed his duct-taped toaster launcher and just screamed the first thing that came to his mind. Grack-a-tunk! It was complete nonsense, and it was perfect. It meant fire, it meant victory, it meant everything, all at once. And his shout, miraculously, it worked. Grack-a-tunk immediately became more than just a word. It became their rallying cry. It was the sound of their unpredictability, the rhythm of their chaotic teamwork. That single phrase turned a messy brawl into a coordinated, if still completely bonkers, defense. It became their language. So after the fight, when the dust finally settled and Jace was safe, their new purpose became crystal clear. It wasn't complicated. It wasn't grand. It was just a simple, powerful vow whispered among the crew. We protect all girls safe. And just like that, the scrappers were gone. Guardians had been born. And that promise, it didn't just stay with one crew. Oh no, it spread. As more portals opened and more threats started to emerge, their chaotic energy actually began to organize. They became more than a crew. They became a movement. So factions started to form. You had the Barrel Brigade, first to fire, last to fall. The Pipe Rats, absolute masters of ambush. The Neon Pack, screaming into the breach like a bunch of fireworks. The Gutter Syndicate and their traps. And the Scrap Coven, who were literally bending physics itself. Each faction had its own rhythm, its own style, but they all answered the exact same call. So, ultimately, their journey through the ripping wasn't just about moving from one place to another. It was a fundamental shift in their very being, from just surviving for themselves on a broken world to fighting for others on a new one. And that leaves us with this one final thought. The Trash Pandas are a force of pure, unpredictable chaos. I mean, their greatest strength is that the enemy literally can't model their logic. But can that chaos truly be aimed to protect, without eventually consuming itself in the process? Well, that's the question that's going to define their future.
Well, I mean, you got some of it right, Dirk?
Yeah, I noticed a few that it just said whatever it wanted on it.
It's so good though. Like, I love how they're all different and they all have a different take on what they want to do.
Yeah, it gives a very good idea of the lore, which is fine for now, while we're refining things. And so everybody else, like Midnight and Kev, anybody, like if you're building lore around characters and whatever it is, like go into as much detail as you like, because remember, this game's we're building and building and building for years and years and years, and it's gonna get to a point where AI will actually place those player characters, cinematics. We're getting to a place where we'll be able to just say, write a movie about this for me, and then it'll actually write it and play it. You'll be able to sit there and watch your favorite books and stories. And so how much fun if it's in your own universe?
So much fun.
Especially if we've all got the central theme in common, and we're all just writing things in this world, and it all feeds off each other, and can't wait. Well, let's see how badly it got the Rothborn story right or wrong. Rob, are you excited? I can tell you now.
Yeah.
That it is going to make this thing is absolutely going to make Samuel the leader.
We're diving deep into the origin story of the Wrathborn. This is a faction that was literally forged in tragedy, and we're going to trace their whole journey from a single heartbreaking moment to the rise of an army that would go on to shape the universe.
You really got to pay attention to this quote. Seriously, this one sentence, it's the key to, well, everything that comes next. It's the quiet earthquake that starts it all. So keep these words in the back of your mind as we go, okay?
So where does this all kick off? You might be thinking some epic battlefield, right? Nope. It starts at a wedding pavilion, a place that was supposed to be all about joy and new beginnings, and instead, it became ground zero for a cause fueled by absolute devastating loss.
Just try to picture it. What should have been this beautiful scene, bright silk banners, are now just these sad, smoky rags. The air is just choked with dust and, well, grief. And right in the middle of all that chaos, there's this one guy, Samuel, just desperately picking through the rubble, searching for someone. Her name's Lucille.
He's screaming her name, but it's useless. The smoke just swallows the sound, and you can almost feel this raw power just boiling up inside him, starting to spill out. The ground is literally cracking under his feet, twisted metal groaning around him. It's this incredible strength, totally useless against this kind of pain. A tragedy like that could have just ended him. But it didn't. In fact, it did the complete opposite. It's like that night forged a new path for him, a really, really dark one. And once his feet were on it, there was probably no coming back. Okay, so fast forward a few years. Samuel's grief, his private hell, starts to change. It's not just about his own search anymore. It becomes this beacon, this signal fire, and it starts pulling in other broken people who see their own loss reflected in his. And that's when a new faction really starts to form. And this is the roadmap, right? This is how one person's nightmare becomes a movement. It all starts at year 0, at the pavilion with that one vow of vengeance. A year later, his grief is like a magnet. A widow, a soldier, they find him. They get it. And by year 2, all that collected anger just erupts at a place called the Blooded Outpost. They win, sure, but it's the kind of victory that leaves a really bad taste in your mouth.
And that's how they get their name, the Wrathborn. Now this is super important. Samuel never put up a recruitment poster. These people weren't drafted. They were more like pilgrims. They were drawn to his pain because it was their pain too. They're the ones who came up with the name, because when you're choosing to be something new, you need a word for it.
So let's go back to that victory at the Blooded Outpost. It was brutal, and yeah, they won. But when the dust settles and the silence comes back, the reality is just horrifying. In their rage, they didn't care who they hit. Innocents, guilty, all just ash. You can picture Samuel just staring at his own hands like he doesn't recognize them, realizing his quest for justice has just become pure destruction.
And a moment like that level of regret, it could have shattered the whole movement right then and there. But instead, it becomes the pivot point. It's what finally gives the Wrathborn something to fight for besides just revenge.
So in that quiet moment right before dawn, after all the violence, Samuel hears a voice. It's faint, like light under a door, but it's clear. It's Lucille. And what she says just changes everything. She doesn't ask him to get revenge for her. She asks him to find hope. That one word just flips his entire world upside down. And his first real test, after hearing that voice, comes at a place called the Ghost Facility. And what does he find inside? Captive children. So now, that incredible strength he has, it finds a new job. He's not smashing things in a rage anymore. He's breaking locks with this quiet, focused purpose. He's being a protector. His power finally remembers how to save things, not just destroy them. And this, right here, is the big change. The man who was Samuel, he was all about grief, vengeance, broken things. But the person he's becoming now, it's a whole new story. It's not about revenge anymore. It's about hope, shelter, the kind of strength you see in folded steel, strong, but made to protect.
And then things get even crazier. The old machines in the facility, they wake up and they give him a name. But it's not Samuel. They call him Katsuyuki. And it's not like a nickname, it's a designation, a fact. And bam, in that one moment, the Wrathborn's leader isn't just that guy driven by grief anymore. He has a new identity, a name that's all about the future, not the past.
Okay, so now they have a real leader with a new name and a real purpose. So what happens next? The movement gets an upgrade. This scattered group of grieving people, they get forged into a highly organized and frankly terrifying military force. They call themselves ARC, the Ashen Reclamation Corps.
And this is their whole philosophy, their motto right here. It's basically a path of transformation. They take the frame, the broken person, the personal tragedy, and set it on fire with purpose. They're literally weaponizing grief, turning a victim into something divine and very, very dangerous.
And here's the ladder they climb. It's a 7-step journey. You start out as an initiate of the Forge, work your way up through the standard military ranks, but then it gets intense. You've got Captain of Reclamation, Major Architect of Wrath, all the way up to Tech Mage. We're talking about beings who can literally reshape a battlefield just by thinking about it. Wild stuff.
So no matter who you are, you start at the bottom. Rank 1, Initiate of the Forge, a reclaimed soul. And I love this description. They carry the grief, but not yet the fire. That tells you everything, doesn't it? The price of admission to this army is loss. It all comes back to that same pain Katsu felt from the very beginning.
Jeez, fuck. Rob?
It started off with potential,
Like, the first 2 minutes were spectacular, and then
the right track.
From there on out, it was like quack 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 quack.
Yeah, then it went.
Hey, there's Senior Choice just shared a picture of some beans from Bogota.
Yeah, that's the full bandeja paisa, the dark order. It's got meats and meats and meats, and it's got protein and carbs and then beans, and yeah, but it's really good. It's good. I like the halal version of it.
Dee 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 dee. Na bu die. So anyway, that was fun. I'm gonna go and sleep. But let me end off with this song. How is it possible that 2 hours has flown by already? Eh?
Because we be having fun.
We do be. But I love it. So we got
We
some
do be.
bee lore. We got
We've
some
got the trash pandas, which are
lore.
awesome. Yeah.
Don't have any Rothborn lore because that's totally wrong. So we're gonna climb back into those documents and almost got some General Kev lore, and we got some lore, and we got some lore on the floor, and it's a nice new song that we've done here for someone really special.
Oh, that's so
Camry.
good.
It's Camry.
Supreme ruggery.
So is Infamous X, is that like someone famous? So I see he's like doing well on Arena now.
I mean, he's
well.
not famous, but he's been rounding up all the bots, and he's been doing really well actually. He's very, very sweary on his streams.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so you have to be careful if you invite him on, but yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah, no, I don't invite anybody up. That's in your choice. Sorry, what's that?
Yeah, but I it's so hard to control those. Or the potty mouth.
Yeah, it is. It's so hard.
What is
I mean,
it?
everybody in that stage right now is pretty much a potty mouth except for
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
But why is it that like it became so common to swear left and right?
Yeah, it's like every other word. It's not really appropriate.
Come on. Yeah, we will see. I will try to connect them.
Well, look, I mean, Web3, like that whole, like you see with the Solana bros.
Oh, I couldn't believe. I was like, come on. Did you get the news, B?
Like like everything that they do, like again, I go back to Frank's what's that range called again? The gods. Like if you look at the gods and all that kind of thing, if you look at like it's like this utter rebellion against morality. That's why at those parties they want like strippers and then the guys up on the roof like nailing some chick up there, and like so she's loose, he's loose, like they like when I was at school I didn't go to those parties. Like I went to some parties and then I saw that stuff going on and I would just leave because I guess because I saw so much of it with my own family, with how they every weekend we'd have parties, they'd have work parties and stuff, and then like all the staff are just cheating on each other, and it's such a I don't know, wolf. Yeah, I think Jason said on the call today, it's just like a bunch of wolf of Wall Street wannabes, like that whole. Oh, it's such a disgusting culture.
And your choice, he's a nice person. I just don't know if he's going to be able to not swear on stream. Like he's really nice. He's quite
we go
kind.
back to Infamous.
Yeah,
I wasn't even talking about him anymore. Yeah. No, well, I mean, he probably like fits the arena mold perfectly, with all the demons and the.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I better follow up with the Jesus guy. He is already back from Argentina and probably will have me soon. Let's see if we can grab him before the holidays. Everybody's going here and there.
Which guy is that?
The guy that's got the show podcast and start introducing people to Web3. Let me get his name back again. The one that looks like Jesus, like you said that he was gonna be the ultimate.
Oh, do you mean
Man?
Yeah,
yeah,
Evan man.
Evan, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, he was in our
Rob, you were saying?
I was just going to say, with your Notebook LM videos, are you doing a separate notebook per video, or how are you doing it at the moment?
Yeah, I do entirely separate.
New notebook, yeah, that's the best way, it seems.
I by mistake did the Lucille. I'm a little overtired, but but I mean, yeah, it does such a great job explaining things. I mean,
Yeah,
bees
it's
one
really good.
really cute.
Is it accurate though? Can you guys, when you have time, I know you're
Yeah.
really busy, just
That's
have
accurate.
a little. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got the backstory sorted. So now I'm going to start on the actual lore of how the bees develop.
Yeah. So you can add this. So she would have, if she got ripped in 2027.
Yeah.
And you want her to be in the time of the Citadel. Like we're discussing it, but we're starting to settle on the fact that maybe, because of all the cyberpunk technology and stuff, the Citadel story is actually already taking place in the the 3000s. So, but that's not. I mean, you can because most of your experience in the in between is going to be forward jumps.
Yeah.
So she could be. So if she was outside the Citadel already, there was. They were starting to build the Citadel around 2027. Most of the rippings and stuff were occurring, so it was around that time that Outta was starting to get the Citadel built. But the Citadel that you see in the game, that you experience in the game, with all the tech and all that kind of thing, will most likely be towards the end of the 2000s, heading into the 3000s. We haven't married it yet, but that kind of makes the most sense-ish.
Yeah.
So you can have your little girl either being spat out in the future or jumping forward, from time period to time period.
Yeah.
Or you can even have her flitting around in the in-between, joining the Lucille for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like for a little while, she would be figuring out what her purpose is there and how to get these bees to do what she wants them to do. And then she could kind of go towards the future.
Yeah. Because so that Aethera and the in-between are two separate places, eh?
Yeah.
So the Citadel is in Aethera. It's not in the in-between.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So because if you've got that distinction in your mind, then it'll help you a lot, with the lore.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you're all amazing. I'm going to bed. Rob, you need anything from me before I die?
No, I'm good. I'm still waiting for the Epic thing. It's still in review, so I'll check again tomorrow.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, we're good.
And our investory type dude, any response from him?
Not yet.
No?
Sent the safes off and everything yesterday or last night.
So probably looking business hours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's buddies with Jay's guy, so also just ping Mr. J.
Yoni, or who?
Yoni, yeah.
Yeah. Yoni answered the call through when I called the economics group. Yeah, and then he was like chatting. Right. He's all enthusiastic and happy and stuff. That's cool, eh? Anyway, okay, whatever. Behave yourselves or don't.
Thank you.